No matter who we are, we often go through some stressful time, as life is a mixture of happiness and sadness, failure and success. Apart from making video content, I read, write, and teach English. Last week, I asked my students to write an article on how they motivate themselves in their hardship and difficult times in life. As I told you, I'm an English teacher apart from making video contents. So last week, my students wrote an article on how they motivated themselves in their difficult times. The majority of my students are in their 30s, and they have been far away from their home and country their whole 20s. And that's why I think that their tips are very practical. They will be very useful and helpful to you, because living far away from home and country for years is a life-changing incident that will totally change your personality. So the first tip is talk to a family member or friend when you're stressful or when you have got a difficult time. This is very common in their article, and they believe that talking to a friend or a family member in your difficult time is very helpful. They have shared that when they face a problem or when they have got a very difficult or a stressful time, they simply talk to a friend or they call to their family member, mostly to the mother. Even if your friend or your family member do not have a good suggestion or do not have a good solution for your problem, but that short chat, that short conversation or talk will help you. It will relieve your stress, and you will feel much better. It is a magic. So whenever you face a difficult time in your life, whenever you are going through a stressful situation, simply talk to someone. It can be a friend, a family member, or a stranger. Just talk, and don't overthink, or don't go so deep with your problems and asking yourself questions like why, because it will only waste your energy. You have to spend your energy solving the problem. You should not spend your energy fighting with the problem. Instead, invest that energy in talking to someone and finding a solution to your problem. The second tip is very interesting, and it is ignore the difficult time. One of my friends said that whenever he faces a difficult time or when he is in a very stressful situation, he simply ignores the situation. It was very interesting and weird for me. How are we going to ignore the difficult time? But he said that whenever he faces a problem, he just whispers to himself and says that um, nothing is going to be permanent. Nothing has been permanent ever, and this shall pass too. So he just whisper himself, and instead of focusing on the problem or on this stressful situation, he simply starts doing things like maybe going for a walk, maybe watching a movie, or he is very interested in cooking. So when he's in a stressful situation, instead of focusing or overthinking on the difficulties or on or on his stress, he simply starts cooking his favorite food. So this is how he run away from the stress, and this is how he manage actually the stress, because we can't run away from the stress, we can't omit the stress, we can't omit stress from our life, but we can do some we can do something, and that is managing our stress or stress management. Try to manage your stress instead of running away from it. Here we go with the third tip, and it is understand your responsibilities or consider your responsibilities. So one of my friend who is a father and has been far away from his home unfortunately for years now, says that whenever he is disappointed or whenever he is stressed, he remembers his responsibility. He remembers his children, his wife, his parents, his friends who are waiting for him, or so many people in life that he's important for them and they are important for him. So he remembers his responsibility. He remembers his responsibility as a father, as a husband, as a son. So that's why he gets motivated and he never gives up. I think this mindset and considering your responsibility is powerful enough to lift you up and take you through any difficulty or any difficult time. So always consider your responsibilities, and I think this is the power of love. Uh, that love your family, for your children, and for your friends. So next time, when you were very disappointed or when you had a very difficult time, just Consider your responsibilities, who you are, and um, the people in your life, and your friends, and everything. I mean, just consider yourself. You have got responsibilities. You should not be selfish. Remember your vision. Why did you start this journey? Why did you start a college degree? Why have I started this YouTube channel? There are questions that will motivate you because you had a vision when you started doing something. You started your college degree because you wanted to be graduated and help the world, help the people, help your community. I started this YouTube channel because I wanted to share you what I think, what I do daily, what I read, and what questions do I face daily, and the struggle for finding the answers to those questions, which is very interesting. So this is the reason I started this YouTube channel, and I have to keep remembering my vision, the mission why I started the YouTube channel, and I have to keep going, no matter how difficult it is going to be, no matter how limited facilities I have, but because I have got a vision, I have to keep going. Because I have got a planning for my years and years later, I have to keep going with any difficult time I'm going to have, with any disappointment I'm going to face. So when you start a journey on a road, you will face so many obstacles that will tackle you down. But you have to be, but you have to remember your vision. You have to remember the reason you started doing this, and you have to keep going. The fifth tip shared by my friend Rohullah is very simple. Exercise, run, play futsal, go to gym, walk, swim, anything. Just exercise. Whenever he is in a stressful situation or in a very difficult time, he simply starts running. The more stressed he is, the more he runs. Maybe you have got a different choice. You can play futsal, you can go to gym, or you can just simply walk. So for me, it's futsal. Many times I usually feel very disappointed or very stressed before playing a futsal match. But after I go and I play futsal for an hour, I feel relaxed and I feel much better. So finally, let me tell you my own experience about stress. We can never run away from stress. We can never we can never omit or stop stress to come into our life, but we can manage it. You should stop fighting with this stress. You should stop asking yourself questions and why. Instead, you should invest your energy in finding solutions and managing your stress. We cannot stop this stress, we cannot finish it, but we can manage our stress in life. My friends and students have practiced these tips for years and they have been motivated. I hope they will be helpful to you. And I also want to have your tip. How do you manage your stress? How do you motivate yourself in a difficult time? You can just write down your tips in the comment and we will discuss on it.